thing.
Okay, we're recording.
Wait, it doesn't let me.
Is that how we're starting the episode? Goddamn.
I mean, I was gonna let you do the intro.
This is the tutorial podcast where we, for the second time, talk about Sonic because Sonic is big.
Hey guys, I
That's
exist.
probably like the worst way I could have said that, but you know.
Yeah, that's recorded on the internet, man.
Yeah.
Now we're gonna have people go like,
Big
"Oh,
the
man.
Cat is a totally separate character.
Unless you're in Big Car.
Oh my god! I was thinking more like the Rule 34 people.
Nothing personnel, kid.
Why? Because you said Sonic is big?
We have to talk
Yes,
about
because I said.
Do we have to? We have to.
Talk about
I mean,
what?
we don't have
Cold
to
Steel
talk
the
about
Hedgehog.
Cold Steel.
Good.
No,
Let's
I don't
not.
feel like
No,
that's-
Sonic the
no.
Hedgehog,
I don't
go
feel
on.
like that is a
No.
necessity at all.
Has nothing to do with anything.
Alright, so I wanted to start by mentioning, so today we're talking about the Sonic the Hedgehog games, which is actually how Sonic became such a icon / big deal to start with. So there's like there's two chunks of Sonic games. There's the classic / two-dimensional games and the modern / three-dimensional games. Huh?
Which are the best? 2D.
I was
Oh, the
about
2D?
to
I
say
agree.
the common consensus is classic Sonic good, modern Sonic garbage.
I only simp 2D Sonics.
The only good
So-
Sonic games to come out in like the last 10 years was Sonic Generations, which was cool because it had 2D Sonic in it, and Sonic Mania, which was also 2D Sonic.
Yeah, out of all the new
That's the
Sonic
only one
games
that
that are out
did
there,
good.
the only one I own is Mania.
Yeah.
The only one I own is Mania. Because
It's
it's like
same.
they just distilled Generations into what was good, and it turned out that that's just the 2D parts. I will say for the 3D games, Colors was not bad. Colors was okay. I would play Colors again. I would not play most of the others again. I would probably play Generations again, mostly just to play the 2D level.
Generations wasn't bad.
See, I was gonna say like Generations. The thing that really made Generations good to me was more just the fact that it wasn't a glitchy hellhole. Like it actually was a finished game.
Yeah, you talk about Generations, yeah.
Yeah, they actually finished it. They didn't just like shove out a half-done product and went, they'll love us anyway.
Hey guys, this is our new Sonic game. It's called Sonic Poop in My Soup.
You guys
It's
remember
called
Sonic?
Sonic went to the library and went to the fiction section and is slowly going one by one down the way because Sonic and the Black Knight was a thing.
Do you guys remember Sonic Movie Maker?
No.
Sonic
No, you-
movie. Oh, that was
Sonic
like a
movie.
fan-made garbage game.
Oh God! Why would you
here's the
bring
thing.
that up?
Here's the thing. I do everything in my power to not remember that because I've agreed with my therapist not to openly discuss things that trigger my PTSD.
So, I was gonna say, when it comes to like Sonic Classic games, of course, we start with the original. I actually spent a good chunk of time watching like some videos and stuff about like specifically the first trilogy, Sonic, Sonic 2, and what I would call the proper Sonic. What the fuck are you doing, Beard?
Having a little bit of fun while you talk about Sonic.
Anyway, so like, I think one of the things that made people like classic Sonic a lot was just the fact that, what's the word I'm looking for? Like, they would build upon what they already had. So like, Sonic comes out and it's just a basic 2D platformer, and you have to do it all in one sitting because there's no save function. And you didn't have like any way reliably to force yourself to speed up or anything. We could just not continue talking. I mean,
What do you? You're the
You
one
realize
talking.
the video is
You're the
not
one.
recorded.
You're the one talking.
You're the one
Dave. What are you
talking.
talking
I
about?
know, but
Keep
see, the thing is,
what
like,
is it?
now that we have,
What's happening, Dave? Why do you
We're
not want to
talking
talk
about how
all of a
the
sudden?
games build on what they
Alright,
already
so-
had.
so-
Like the first one didn't have a
so
save
just
function
because
or
we're
shields or
not-
anything like that. It's
just
random.
because we're not recording the video doesn't mean I see you guys doing stuff on the video. I'm like, oh, so they're just not paying attention and they don't give a fuck about what I have to say. Okay,
We-
fine.
We're paying attention.
Like the point of the podcast is to like discuss, not
Yes.
to just.
We just also are really good. We're just the three of us are really good at fucking with you. That's a skill we all
Yeah, that's
developed
what
over the
happens.
years.
That's what happens when we're
called
when you're
younger.
brothers.
It's called younger brother syndrome. You have three of us deal with
Yeah,
it.
yeah. It's unfortunate for you. So anyway, you were
so they
saying.
Well, I
build
think-
upon
I
what they
think-
already had.
I think what they were doing was they built upon what they already had. So you look at the first game, and it was like, it was just really basic. You run, you go fast sideways, you hop on bad guys to release the little animal thingies, and you hunt down Dr. Robotnik.
Gotta go fast. Beat the bosses.
By the way,
Tails
that
actually a
very
woman.
first,
Wait, what?
who, by the way, that
What?
very first,
What?
no, Tails has always been male. That very first boss battle music is still an absolute banger today.
Yeah, that's true. So Dave, you were saying it's
So,
building upon what they already had.
basically, so then you look at Sonic 2, and they expand on it. They made like you have the spin dash now. So now instead of having to like go way the hell back and try to build up momentum to move faster to get through specific puzzles and stuff, now you could just like cause yourself to go fast on the spot. You just spin up and go faster, which wasn't a thing you could do in the first game. And then they included like a sort of bigger, more complete sort of final boss battle, and you had to take Eggman. You had to go up into space and fight Eggman on this giant space station, and it was it felt bigger. It felt more epic. And then Sonic 3 and Sonic and Knuckles, which were meant to be one game, which in and of itself, that was super smart how they dealt with that. So like they realized that they weren't going to get the full amount of Sonic the Hedgehog 3 out in time. So they did the smart thing that no video game company has ever done since, because for some reason nobody understands that this can work or how to make it work. Is they said, you know what, we're going to package what we have ready to go right now. And we're going to split this into two separate games. And then when we finish the rest of it, we'll package that. And then what they did back then is they made a whole fucking new technology to have video games like interlock connect with each other. And they advertised how amazing and incredible that was. And then when you just locked the two cartridges together, you got the full game. So in that game,
that
they
was
expanded on.
until the CD release of Sonic 3 and Knuckles.
Yes. Well, the other thing I wanted to, I just realized, so like in Sonic 2, you also got like energy shields. You could get like shields to
The
Protect
electricity
yourself.
shield.
no, there weren't electricity, fire, or water. There was just one shield. You just got a shield. And then
Like Blue or in Sonic 3?
Yeah, in
Sonic
Sonic 1, I believe it was just a shield. In Sonic 2, there was a shield and a
there were no shields in Sonic 1.
water shield, I believe.
There were no shields in
Pretty sure
Sonic
there was
1,
a
I'm
shield
pretty
shield.
sure.
I have a different version of it because I have the
You
Stick that has
probably
apps
have-
for the phone. And I have
you-
Sonic 1 on my phone.
Yeah,
I'm
you have
pretty
the
sure
re-release where they added a
there
bunch
was
of
a
stuff,
shield, but it
including the
also-
spin dash.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and the shields.
Mhm.
Oh no, you still can't spin dash. Not the one that I have on my phone. You still can't spin dash in Sonic 1. That was new to 2. But there was a shield. But that again, if it's re-released, then that doesn't really count because it's
Yeah, because I have a version of it on the GameCube, and yeah, you can spin dash in that one.
I was gonna say because in Sonic 2 you got shields. In Sonic 3 they expand on that and give you elemental shields, and each elemental shield has sort of a like gimmick that it does. Like the
different
fire.
element that it
So
protects you from.
well, that's not what I was looking for. Like each element does something different. So the fire shield, you jump up and you can dash forward in the air.
Which is very useful as an attack.
water
and
shield
as a get the fuck out of the way.
does like a bounce and also makes it so you cannot drown underwater.
Drown.
And then the electric shield will immediately disappear
Which is best shield,
underwater,
by the way.
and it gives you a double jump, which is pretty much considered the best.
The electric shield didn't.
The downside
The
to
electric shield does not just disappear when you go underwater. The electric shield does not just disappear. It discharges. So any enemies that are on the screen are either destroyed or take a massive amount of damage.
Oh, I don't think there's really a.
If you're in hydrocity zone.
I think there's only one
shield
electric
like
shield in the entire
useless
two
in
acts.
hydrocity.
It's not entirely true because the second act, most of it is actually above water. But the best part of the electric shield can actually be done really well in both Act 2 Hydrocity and then either act of Marble Garden, which is the immediate next zone, which is Ring Attraction.
Oh, true.
The other thing that Sonic the Hedgehog 3, well, or rather Sonic 3 and Knuckles did really, really well is like that game did storytelling in a way that 2D platformers had not done that before, really. There was no like chat boxes or anything. Every ounce of the story was told to you just by what you could see on the screen.
Visuals. Yeah, well, that and a .readme in the game
That's
files.
true.
Okay, the .readme told you how the story starts. It doesn't tell you the rest of it.
No, it narrates every interaction, but there's no dialogue. It's all just like what they're doing. But there is a .readme.
Sonic is taking the shit.
Etc.
So like what I remember is because you're coming off of if you played the games in order, which I didn't, so I didn't get this experience. But if you play the games in order and you finished and got Supersonic and Sonic 2, then you start Sonic 3 with Supersonic, and there's a sense of continuity there for people who did that. And there was apparently a lot of people who had that experience. Like, oh yeah, I get to keep my powers from Sonic 2, and then this red asshole shows up and just says, "Boink!" No, you don't. And now you gotta go find all your shit again.
Well, it's like Destiny 2 when you the character select your Destiny 2.
Yeah, it's
You know, ironically, yes. Except they did it better.
fundamentally similar, but it's otherwise not at all.
Yeah, I was gonna say like with Destiny, they didn't have a good reason for it. Like they could have just pulled all your shit from the last game. Like that's a thing they have the technology to do. They could have made it so you kept most of your stuff from the last game. They chose not to do that. And then they didn't even really give a good reason as to why in the long run. Like losing some of your shit makes sense, but all of it, that being said, Sonic, it made a lot more sense because as you learn about Knuckles, you learn he's from this island and the Master Emerald is his thing and he's the Guardian and all this other stuff. Oh, well, no shit, he would know more about chaos, power, and energy than you do. He probably has a lot more experience with it. And thus it makes sense he might have known a way to disrupt it temporarily, long enough to knock the shiny rocks right out your ass.
Funny.
I mean, I'm just being honest.
He knocked the shiny rocks out of Sonic's ass.
I have
So I just want to say, like our dad is probably like over in the other room, and he's probably wondering what the hell is my son doing.
I don't know, talking about anal beads or some shit. I don't fucking know.
We're talking about Sonic's ass.
Shiny.
Why? See, now here's the thing I have to admit. Well, I'm aware of like why Sonic became such a cultural icon. I'm unaware of why Sonic became such a fetish icon. I do not understand.
Because furries.
I mean, he's not wrong.
No, he's not. You're not wrong. But here's the thing, though. Like, yeah, furries. But I feel like Sonic is where furries went from like guys who like anthropomorphic animals to utter degenerate nonsense. Like, what caused that?
Lack of Astartes.
A lack of what?
Homeschool. Caused it.
DeviantArt.
Space Marine.
DeviantArt.
I mean, I don't think DeviantArt, just by virtue of existing, accounts for that.
It's
DeviantArt.
in the eye, though. It's literally it's in the name. When you look at it with your eyes, it's the first word.
Deviant.
Deviant.
So is it like to possibly tangent a bit? Is DeviantArt, was that like established as like a porn site or a Rule 34
No,
site?
no.
It was a
DeviantArt.
place for not normal people to draw.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not exactly
It's a
how
place
they
on the
phrased
internet
it, but
for-
that was how
for-
they marketed it.
hmm Unfortunately for them, in a lot of cases, back when DeviantArt was like really when it got going, not normal people was a lot of people who drew really different Sonic art
Yeah.
and really different bleach art
love-
as well.
I love that description.
Oh,
Really
and Naruto
different
too.
Sonic art. Of course, right?
Because I swear to God, man, every time I went on DeviantArt to be like, let's look for a cool wallpaper for my desktop, it was like, here's Naruto and Bleach and Sonic, and I'm just like, all right,
They're all having sex together at the same time.
I'm like, I'm quitting DeviantArt again.
Click on wallpaper and thing.
Why'd you ever join in the first place?
Because I saw cool ass wallpapers, and I was like, dude, these people are actually really good at making wallpapers. And then it was like, they're also really good at drawing hedgehog ass. So I don't know, man. It's literally like you could look up wallpaper and in part avoid a lot of the interesting art where it would be like, oh yeah, here's some cool wallpapers, here's some cool wallpapers that look like space, and then somewhere down the line it would be like, here's a wallpaper of Sonic's asshole. It's the size of Jupiter and we can tag it with space that way.
Guys, I just finished the
I'm remembering.
first level on Geometry Dash.
What the fuck,
So
dude?
yeah,
We're doing
you're
a
totally,
podcast.
You're totally not paying attention to anything we're talking about.
No, I'm paying attention.
Yay.
Clearly, yeah.
So I was gonna say, like in Sonic 3, some of the other things they did was like with the storytelling, for example, let's say Lava Reef Zone, when you get to the end of it, Lava Reef Zone, you can see the machines around Lava Reef Zone, and you know that Robotnik is like mining for something here. And as you go, it starts to cool off. It's not as hot. And then when you get to like the finals area of Lava Reef Zone, you watch the Death Egg turn on. And there's a sense of
Mining for geothermal resources.
fuck.
Power shit.
We dicked if we don't fix this problem. And then like you have this whole bit where you and if you go through and you get all the hyper emeralds or the super emeralds, whatever it was, like the other thing that's interesting is like there's a whole sort of side quest there. So you got all the emeralds, and that was actually really, really well done too, just in the vein of like giving you something for having gotten all the chaos emeralds, and then they're still giving you something to do as like a secret thing throughout the second half of the game with the super emeralds. Like that kept people invested in a way that just putting the two games together didn't. And then when you go through and you get all the chaos emeralds and all the super emeralds, you get a special stage where you fight Robotnik, like 3 phases of Robotnik.
I think you can do that as Super Sonic.
You can only do it Well, you can do the first 2 stages as supersonic, but you can only do the final stage where you're in space as hypersonic.
Yeah, that shit was fun. I remember that.
Mhm.
Dude, that shit was so lit. Yeah. And
That shit
it's
was
crazy.
lit.
Because, well, think about it though. Like all this time through all the different games, Robotnik fights you and he runs away when you get close or whatever. But like he always has another machine. He always has another thing to throw at you. And in the end, like he just sort of like maybe sits there and throws a fit or something at worst. He doesn't really do anything. But at the end of Sonic 3 and Knuckles, like these machines are not trying to kill you. They are running from you. They are scared of you. Like Robotnik does not want to deal with you. He wants to leave. I have what I want. Go the fuck away. Leave me the fuck alone. Let me go. That's all he's doing.
Well, he's also trying to make sure that you don't take the Master Emerald, because then he'll have to start over trying to power all of his crazy machines.
Well, yeah, but that's the reason why he's running. Is like he knows you're going to take what he's taken from the island. He knows you're gonna take it away from him. And like he's at this point where like all of my plans are an inch from fruition. No, I don't want you to stop me. I don't want this to I don't want to lose what I have right here, right now. And you feel that. At least I felt that in those final levels. And I feel like in that regard, like they just told story in a different way that because there's no like lines or anything. There's no like spoken dialogue.
It was a non-dialogue storytelling.
But you still kind of understand what's going on, you know? And I think that immersion of just like being there and realizing, oh, this is what's happening, like that's missing from modern games. Like sure, they got voice acting and they got but like
there's a couple recent games that
there's a huge difference though. There's a huge difference though between like, oh, you're this hedgehog, you're running through, you know, all these like fucking zones and shit trying to fight Dr. Robotnik, and hey guys, what if we turn Sonic into a werewolf? That's gonna go well, yeah.
That was a horrible game.
Find the computer room.
I don't know why they gave him that voice in Shadow the Hedgehog. Like, I understand, like, all the voice actors were different in Sonic Heroes, but Vector's voice was just better in Sonic Heroes.
Press the B button.
Yeah, I think that was another big failing of the series too. Is just like
how
they
nothing more nerves and breaking than that.
Yeah, like they really were not aware of how mad they were dicking over their immersion, like all the time. They were just mixing because like honestly, Shadow's a great example. Shadow's a great example how they regularly had very serious like story stuff mixed with very not serious like gameplay immersion breaking BS. And so as a result, what was supposed to feel like a very serious story that's telling the story of like how everything happened and where everything came from, it don't feel that way. It just feels like a joke from start to finish.
It's like, here, the president is flying away in his airplane, chase him down with this gun and shoot him. And then, you know, it's just like, if you'd like to slide on the rail.
Yeah.
Push B to slide on rails.
And the only thing he can say is, the United States will never negotiate with terrorists.
Oh yeah, it's all about them terrorists.
He doesn't even say the United States. It's gun. It's fucking the Guardian Union of Nations. That's what they call it.
Then there's the Guardian Union of Nations. Like, that by itself that's fucking something.
Who came up with that?
Gun!
I came up with
Protecting the world. It's Japan, but it's like the most American sentiment I've ever heard.
You know,
the
I'd
world
be willing to wager.
By gun!
I'd be willing to wager that was a Japanese take on sort of the American.
It probably is
concept.
A dig on us a little bit, yeah.
It probably is a dig on America. Like it's not something like I go out of my way to like notice or think about, but yeah, it was probably a dig.
I was reincarnated in another world, but I'm from Texas and have a 6-shooter.
Yes.
That's an
Have you
isekai
seen-
anime that I would watch.
Here's a question. Have you seen the difference between the American concept of isekai and the Japanese concept of isekai?
Well, I've seen the Japanese concept of isekai a lot. I don't think I've seen an
here's-
American version of it.
So,
what
Let me
counts as
break your
American?
bubble really quick before you say anything. The American version of Isekai is a show called Outlander. That's an American-produced show that fits into the Isekai genre.
I thought that you
I
were
was
gonna
about
say
to
like
it's also a
Yu-Gi-Oh!
drama romance.
no, I was gonna
Oh.
start. I was gonna say like
That's Japanese.
Outlander.
If it's a dub, it's still Japanese because it's still telling a story that was written by a
I
Japanese
say
person.
Outlander is a big one, but recently
Wait,
Disney's
is this
been.
like a live-action thing?
Yes, it is.
What, Outlander?
Isn't it?
The movie Chris Pratt just did. The movie that Chris Pratt just did, where he goes into the future 30 years, technically qualifies as isekai.
Well, I was gonna say Disney's been
Cowboys and Aliens is like borderline isekai.
Disney's been hopping on that recently. They
Cowboys
have
and Aliens.
right now Disney's two biggest shows are the Owl House and Amphibia, and both of those are isekai.
What's that one that they did a while ago where it was like a weird take on the Nutcracker?
What? I have no clue what you're talking about.
Like she goes to this other world and it's like the four kingdoms or whatever. Anyway, they did a movie about that. It's about as memorable as Artemis Fowl.
Well, then it's not very memorable.
Let me show
Exactly.
you the legend
But yeah, that's an
of
isekai.
Artemis Fowl.
That's
And then
the
he
American
just
version
opens
of
the
an
door
isekai.
and it's just like a box of dildos.
That's not how the movie went. But the movie probably would have done better.
No, it wouldn't have, because
Movie
the main
probably would've
character
done
was a
better if it
fucking
had done that.
child. There's no reason that should be a thing.
I agree with you, but cuties made a lot of money.
We are so far off topic.
I will
right
also
now.
argue with you and say that that was French produced. That had nothing to do with us. Netflix can go fuck itself.
No, I agree.
I'm just saying, like, dude, Sonic
It's
was
impossible to
so
separate
here's the thing. Sonic was like an
sheer
actual
amount of
cultural
shitty
icon
stuff
throughout the
that
90s. Around the end of the 90s, beginning of the 2000s, he transformed from cultural icon to Rule 34 fodder.
Because you got all these Zoomers in middle school who are just discovering their hardware.
And for whatever reason, they think Sonic is the best one to test it out.
That's what they were on at the time.
you know what to say about hedgehogs with big feet.
Chili dogs.
that they run fast. That's what they
Sonic, let me eat your chili dog, Sonic.
Okay then.
I don't like this
Yeah, I'm not a big fan.
I know you watched me eat a couple pieces of toast before we started the episode. You're gonna get to see what those look like now if you keep that up.
Yeah, I mean, like, I'm really uncomfortable with that direction too. Like saying that it happened and explaining it is one thing, but like doing a full-blown audio rendition of what happened, like, nah, we don't need that. That's not important.
I love that you labeled that one sentence as a full-blown audio rendition of.
I mean, it basically is. Let's be honest.
Got a new high score.
This episode is going to be memed to oblivion.
I think this episode just is a
Well,
meme
that's
already.
basically Sonic, so.
Yeah. What was the last point we had where we were talking about things?
Well, we were getting to the end of like the Sonic 2D era, and we were talking about how they just didn't transfer that level of storytelling and immersion into the 3D era. Because we were talking about how, like, specifically in Shadow the Hedgehog, they would mix these very serious sounding story beats with like ridiculous game breaking, fourth wall breaking garbage.
Yeah.
Such as having
They did do that.
Such as having Black Doom say, if you want to pick up a gun, press the B button. And it's like, wait, because now you can't associate anything that's like serious immersion storytelling.
Yeah, now everything Black Doom says
is just a joke.
Painted by press the B
exactly.
button.
And that's the problem I think that a lot of more modern Sonics have.
That's I think like the first 5 minutes of the game.
It's true. It is very early in the game.
And it's not
so you
like,
get the kids. How old were we when we played that? We were like early teens, right?
Yeah, probably.
I think I was like 15 or 16 when I played Shadow. Because we played Sonic Heroes first.
And then I was like 13, 14, which means Beard was like 11, 10, 11.
I would have been like 8 or 9.
Ringo was like, I don't know, 7, 5.
I would have been like 5.
He was a wee bab.
The oldest of our younger sisters is 4 years younger than Beard. And then it's another year and then another year. So it's like 7 years between Beard and Ringo.
Yeah.
It's a bit of a gap.
7. You guys are 7, 9, and 11 years old.
Yeah, we're a bunch of old fucking boomers.
But I mean, they did the problem is because I remember playing Sonic Heroes as well, and for me, that one also had that same problem.
I remember when video games were good, but before we had this Fortnite bullshit.
I do not know why you would say video games were good at the era of Sonic Heroes. That is not a good game. That was the most glitched.
It's made by those Fortnite developers.
I'm sorry, are you about to say that that's the most glitched Sonic game ever?
It's not.
Because
it's not even close.
Probably the most glitched is probably 06, I would guess. But
yeah.
No, the most glitch is Boom.
Boom.
Most glitch is Boom.
Boom is pretty glitchy.
Yeah, no, you're right. That's accurate.
I'm sorry. No, I'm sorry. Let me take that back. I need to retract that statement. You are correct because 06 is at least considered a finished game.
Oh shit, son!
Man.
He just walked away.
He straight up dropped the mic and walked off. He's like, "Fuck it, your move, Sega."
I win, Sonic! I win!
Fuck your chili dogs!
on Sega.
T-pose on them Sega haters.
But I just want to say, like, they did that in because I never played Sonic Adventure or Sonic Adventure 2. I'm aware of the storyline that happens in those. Can I say for a second, the story of Shadow in Sonic Adventure 2 and the story of Shadow the Hedgehog is literally the same story.
Yeah.
Just like with a different backdrop to it. Why did we need to repeat what already happened? Because as I understand it, in Adventure 2, Shadow starts out the bad guy, thinking he's there to avenge his best friend by annihilating the world. And then, he goes through this whole soul searching and learning and finding out that the guy he trusted and he thought cared about him used him for his own revenge plot and all this other garbage. And in the end, he's like, okay, but my best friend wouldn't have wanted this.
Sonic,
so I'm going to save the world.
Sonic, did you know you could pick up a gun by pressing the B button?
And then Sonic the Hedgehog comes. The only difference is that when Shadow the Hedgehog comes along, it's not assumed immediately by Sonic and friends that you're the bad guy, but you go through basically the same thing of kind of not really being the good guy, maybe you're the bad guy a little, and trying to figure things out. And if you go, the other thing I hated about Shadow the Hedgehog is they insinuate that you might be an android or you might not be an android. Who knows? But then they do tell you in the end that no, you're the original, you're not the android. But they don't tell you that unless you spend a full fucking 10 minutes fighting the final boss, which isn't difficult enough to spend 10 minutes on.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
here's
good.
here's the thing with just I kind of want to like just put Shadow the Hedgehog to rest and talk about something else because
It
like
is one of
from
the
the
worst
very
games
first
in the
time I
series.
saw and understood what I was looking at when I saw Shadow the Hedgehog, I was like, this is very much as much of a fan insert as Virgil was in Dante's Inferno.
Yeah, but at least with Virgil, right? The fucking
Virgil is at least like
at least it's
halfway is
based on
cool.
something, right? Because you have like Virgil and Dante. That's a fucking story in Greek history. That's a whole thing.
Yeah, but it's also a self-insert, so
Right, but like at least that would make some sort of sense. Shadow is just like we need a Sonic that's edgy.
Yeah,
I
literally.
guarantee it's somebody at Sega's self-insert.
And then in Sonic Heroes they're like, I don't know, let's just put him on a team with the robot and the horny jewel thief.
Put him on a team with the homicidal robot.
Actually, Heroes comes first. It came out first, but
Yeah, but we're talking about like Sonic Adventure.
oh well, okay. I mean, the thing
The very
is, so
first time
I didn't
Sonic the Hedgehog was
play-
ever seen was somewhere around.
I didn't play Sonic Adventure or Sonic Adventure 2. My knowledge of Sonic Adventure comes almost exclusively from the Game Grumps playthrough of it. And to be fair, just watching them play the game, watching the game glitch the hell out and have horrible animatics. On the one hand, it was the first full blown Sonic game in 3D, and they didn't really know what they were doing yet. I will give them some level of benefit of the doubt on that. But by the time you got to Sonic Heroes, you should have figured your shit out. Like, that's 4 games into the series, you know?
And now we're at Sonic Boom and Sonic Infinite, and they still don't know what they're doing.
Sonic Infinite? What is that?
That's the one where you can make your own Sonic OC and then hang out with the Sonic and
That's
friends.
Sonic
Sonic Forces and
That's Sonic
the
Forces.
current Shadow the Hedgehog meta is called Infinite.
Yes, I was gonna say
this is
Infinite.
Jackal.
Infinite is the new edgelord bad guy.
Infinite is the Zoomers version of.
You want to know?
Hedgehog.
You want to hear something really funny about that I
I
didn't know until
see.
I looked it up.
More, so they had to be half roboticized.
No, he's not roboticized at all.
Jackal Edgelord. Infinite.
Some fun shit that I think is hilarious. Once I found out it existed, there is only one character that Infinite actually has like a genuine character connection with, and there's a whole episode outside of the normal Sonic Forces that deals with that. Would you care to guess which character that is?
Rouge the Bat.
Omega. I'm gonna say Omega.
No, Edgy McEdgerson the first Shadow, because of course. Because who else were you gonna compare him to?
So they just wanted another Shadow, basically.
Well, so they're at the point where like Shadow's like solidly good guy now, and like he's a lot less gritty and dark in more recent games just because they had to tone down a lot of shit because kids game. So yeah, they do need someone to fill the niche that Shadow used to fill, which is like dark and gritty and evil, but possibly not as evil as he seems.
Yeah, so
Sympathetic
he's basically
backstory.
just Shadow the Hedgehog 2.0.
Yeah, he really is.
Shadow the
It's like,
Jackal.
okay, so you know how like movie franchises get rebooted after so long?
Mhm.
Infinite is literally just a reboot while Shadow is still around.
Yeah.
Even his name is edgy.
I am infinite.
What was the name
man.
of that's what her name is. Fucking Cosmo.
You said her, now I am the confused.
Fucking Cosmo.
Are we talking about the cartoon now? Are we gonna talk about the cartoon?
All I know is around the time when Sonic X happened and Cosmo was a thing and there was like the Cosmo X Tales. All I remember is just hearing very vividly from DeviantArt, "Give me the plant."
It's true.
All I remember
Wally was out at the same time.
Here's the thing. Like,
Give me the
there wasn't a romantic subplot there until like the last episode where they kind of went like, She just like out of nowhere was like, "I love you, Tails,"
Just like,
and now I'm
I
gonna die.
have feelings for you. And he was like,
no, they had like 2 or 3
thanks.
episodes leading up to that to build the romantic subplot.
Just so
but
that
up
they
to that
could
point,
kill
there
her
was
and it would be
none.
more sad.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. They didn't like this should have been a thing that slowly built up over the course of the entire season. And like we watched it organically grow, and if we had done that, yeah,
No,
you'd be
like
way
a
the
plant.
fuck more.
Yeah, they should have learned from Code Lyoko, where when what's her name gets deaded, it's actually fucking sad, and like Jeremy goes through a whole fucking character arc of being a depressed boy for a while.
Who gets deaded? Alita,
I think
or
so.
whatever her name was.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure for a while she does. Yeah,
Pink hair girl gets like killed.
I believe she does for a little while, and then they
She's dead for a while, but it doesn't stick.
yeah, she's dead for a minute, and then they bring in the big dumb guy who's like, guys, I want to be part of the cool kids club, and then they bring him in for his first adventure. They rescue Aelita, and then he gets fucking brain controlled.
Oh, yeah, he has like a big sword.
I thought you were talking about their teacher there for a minute. There's like an episode where he's like, "My friend's called Jim."
Jim is a fucking blessing to this planet.
That's true. And fucking Ringo's over there right now. Going, "Thank you, man. Thanks so much. That means so much to me."
No, nobody calls me that.
Nobody calls him Jim.
Jim is the guy who, like, when what's his name is when the bad guys' minions show up, everyone else is like, oh god, these weird fucking creatures. He's like, these guys look like they have a big target on their head, and I have a staple gun, so
He's just like, smashy.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's
great. I don't
Level
remember
7
that
barbarian be like,
the character you're talking about. I don't even remember his name. I just remember he's like
wasn't
for
important.
like 5 seconds.
He wasn't
like
that
5
important.
seconds.
His name
He's
doesn't
like
matter because he
he's
just
like
gets
the
absorbed by
romantic
his
rival to the main kid, and then like he just gets instantly like controlled by supercomputer man.
Yeah, and then they're like, oh god, people are gonna realize he's missing from school. What do we do? Fuck it, we'll build an AI of him and bring him into the real world.
Create a digital clone of him that goes like, hello, my name is.
Yeah, and then he's like really robotic. He's like, hi, I'm. Yeah.
I don't even remember that part. Again, we're so far off
we've got
topic.
very far off topic. Code Lyoko could be its own episode for sure.
But I guess because we didn't really cover the cartoon for Sonic, the Sonic X cartoon. There's 2 cartoons. There's a Sat AM and there's Sonic X. Sat AM is basically the comics, so we covered that already, as far as I'm concerned. But like,
we also briefly talked about Sonic Underground, which was a cartoon.
Oh man, yeah. that had like a whole different connotation.
Sonic Underground is the one like, my mom was the queen and she died.
Yeah, and also all their superpowers are linked to instruments.
Yeah.
And like my major problem with Sonic Underground is like, as a kid I probably would have liked it, but as an adult going back trying to watch it, every 5 minutes there's another musical number that's like horrid 90s grunge bullshit.
Yo, my name is Sonic. Yo. I like chili dogs.
Yo, I think I'm a rap star from Japan who doesn't do rap. And it's like, fuck off. You are not even Vanilla Ice level, let alone Eminem.
And then
shut up.
Then you have
You're
Sonic.
not. You have no right.
You have Sonic's brother, who the whole time is just like, yeah.
Yeah, that's fair. The only one who had a weapon, and the only one who had a weapon that even remotely looked like a weapon was the keyboard chick.
We have lost.
We have lost Zeta.
Zeta has gone AWOL.
Zeta has left the building. Was he trying to speak and we were just ignoring him?
I don't know.
Zeta has left the building.
Is he back?
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to figure out. I can't hear him. I don't see a green circle going over his name.
So
there he is.
I can kind of hear you.
My computer literally could not handle the crunch.
We started talking about 90s
Nice.
cringe, and your computer was like, "Peace out, homie."
It had.
I mean, let's be honest. Sonic Mania was about 3 kids that weaponized 90s cringe.
You know what? It would have been better if I did it this way. Peace out, homie.
You didn't even get that far. Go back like 45 seconds.
Oh, I was just saying,
no, we
like,
stopped like the minute you cut out. We like stopped.
I was just saying that, like, Sonic's brother the whole time was just like,
We've disabled voice activity to increase phone performance. Can you guys hear me?
yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, for some reason this said I had a thing that popped up that said a disabled voice ability to increase phone performance. So I don't know why that's
What's worse is my audio quality now.
Oh, it
Way
kind of
worse.
sounds like you're talking out of a tube.
me or Zeta.
Zeta.
Oh. Huh. Well, anyway, so like, there was that, and then there's Sonic X. Sonic X was like in the 2000s, and it was Sonic the Animu. And the only troublesome thing I would say about Sonic the Animu is they
plot.
weren't willing to commit to like until maybe the 3rd season. They weren't really willing to commit to like a serious plot line. And the one thing I really did like.
It was a four kids show. Why would they do that?
Yeah, like
Yeah, well, 4Kids is more like the American dub people before Funimation got around.
Finger guns.
Yeah, I was gonna say like 4Kids was a guy who like we can't have guns or any real violence in our cartoons. Like
It's like when Nintendo censored Mortal Kombat and gave them like green goop instead of blood.
Sing people to the
no,
shadow.
it was like gray and it was sweat.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. I
The
mean,
Shadow Realm.
4Kids most like the 4Kids most notorious one is obviously Yu-Gi-Oh. And that's because like you have like that scene of Bandit Keith holding a gun to what's his name's head, Pegasus, I think his name is, the white-haired douchebag.
Ooh,
White-haired douchebag number 1. So
it's probably Pegasus.
the dude with the golden eye, I don't remember if that was Pegasus or not. But like the 4Kids dub just erased the gun from existence. It's like, all right, did you think people were dumb enough not to figure out that's what Bandit Keith was doing, you dipshit? Also, 4Kids were responsible for the best Yu-Gi-Oh line ever, which was, I want you guys out of my country by morning. But we're in Japan, every country belongs to America. And it was like such a fucked up, not realistic thing. Like it was so over the top.
Yeah, I don't know about unrealistic.
I mean, you know.
Well, because here's the thing: Bandit Keith and the big business dude Pegasus, I think it is. They're like the only representations of America in that entire show.
Yeah, so you
And
have one
Pegasus
straight
is
guy and you have
British.
one gay guy. Yeah, also I'm pretty sure Pegasus is British.
No, he's American. Go look it up. Anyway, back to Sonic or
Wow.
Sonic X more
Well,
specifically.
that's fascinating because Pegasus was always like, "Hello, I'm Pegasus. I'm very American."
Yeah, Japan did not do. To be fair, when it came to anime generally, Japan, like way back in like the 80s and 90s, they did not do a great job of understanding American culture or whatever. They just kind of like slapped their idea of what Americans looked like to them on stuff, and then as a result, you end up with characters who are like not really like they're kind of weird quasi-American cultural looking people, but they're not quite because they mixed them up with like other European cultures and stuff. Like I'm pretty sure there's one anime that had a character who was like had a very German motif, but like was supposedly an American. Yeah, and I'm just like, it doesn't. Like, there's just enough American culture motif there that I can see him being American, but he's also very German. I don't remember what anime that was.
Absolutely.
But anyway, so when they fight the Metarex in Sonic X, it's like the first time they get like any level of serious storytelling, and even then they fuck it up, which is like the whole like they should have just had Cosmo be a thing throughout the entire series, and instead they just develop a romantic subplot for like 3 episodes so they can make it burn more when she dies. So the sacrifice means something to someone,
but it don't.
but yeah, it really doesn't, because I don't know, man. Like if we spend like 20 episodes on this, I'd be invested, but we didn't. Here's legit. I was more invested in the fact that Eggman was actually a human fucking being and not just like a balloon of evil in the background than I was ever invested in the Tails Cosmo love arc. Because like there's that whole episode where Sonic goes like dark and evil for a minute, and then and Eggman's like, you know, this really isn't your thing, kid. And he has like a whole conversation with him, like, and he just sounds like a wise old man, like, you know, I mean, not to say I'm complaining, like I'm down for evil, man, but like this really isn't you. Like maybe just do your thing and let me do my thing, all right?
Supposed to be my rival. If you decide to turn into a bad guy, like, what the fuck, man?
So you gotta put me out of a job. Jeez, dude, like chill. It's like somebody has to play the villain, and if you play the hero and the villain, then I'm just kind of fucked, aren't I?
They'd never allow this on 4Kids.
Oh no!
Oh, what? I see. He's gonna send us. He's gonna send us an image.
It's already been sent.
It's been sent. Just look at the chat.
Oh my god! Wow! Yeah! Oh my god! It's so bad. Don't go, motherfucker! I don't want to go to the.
I guess so.
I got added to a chat that is like constantly active, and now as a result, like half the time when I try to click to reconnect to like a call I'm in or something, it ends up connecting me to this other chat.
Oh no, I'm so popular.
I'm not popular. Like I just got invited to the chat and the chat's constantly on. I'm not like I don't even send the messages. They invited me to the chat. I haven't even talked to them once entering the chat.
I have a couple like that where I'm just here to watch all you motherfuckers be weird.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, I've had a few chats here and there where it's just like, why am I here? And they're like, to make memes, and I'm like, y'all have fun with that. I'm just gonna sit here.
I like this. Yeah. Bro, card.
Oh man.
Enough memes in the chat.
Speaking of memes, the biggest 2 memes I think that came out of Sonic as like long-lasting, everyone knows what you're talking about when you say them.
Gotta go fast.
Sonic the Horsehead, gotta go fast.
It was such a meme. It was such a meme that it was in the fucking movie.
Yeah, it was in the movie.
What, Sonic?
Yeah, it was
in the movie.
Yeah, it was.
They still haven't seen it.
No, I still haven't seen the movie.
It's like a small town, right? And every small town has to have your local crazy guy. So the local crazy guy is aware of Sonic's presence in the forest around town, and he keeps trying to catch him, and he refers to him as the Blue Devil. And he makes this crude drawing of what he thinks Sonic looks like, and it's Sonic.
Yeah, it's just a picture of Sonic.
That's brilliant.
Yeah.
He's like,
That's brilliant.
He's up this picture of Sonic, and I'm like, I just want to say I'm a huge fan.
That's one of those things where it's like
they do
man,
some things right.
They did that one right.
Oh man. The other thing that I can recall, like the other major Sonic the Hedgehog meme, which Beard's gonna hate me for mentioning because we said we wouldn't anymore.
Go
was Cold Steel the Horse Egg or whatever, or Cold Steel the Hedgehog.
Nothing personnel,
Nothing
kid.
personnel, kid. Which was just like, I've done my research on that. I'm pretty sure that's not actually someone's character. That was someone making a joke about how bad the Sonic fandom was.
Oh man.
Hey, if you're talking, Zeta, I can't hear you.
He's muted.
Pretty sure he's taking.
Yeah,
a
I
piss
muted
right
myself
now.
because I had to go to my charger because my phone's about to die.
Oh.
It looked like you were bobbing up and down, and I was like, oh, is he trying to say? I can't tell. But yeah,
Well, I
no,
would say
like,
it's not family friendly, so.
yeah, because this is such a family friendly podcast.
No, I mean, like, he ain't gonna have a podcast.
Oh. Meanwhile, Beef is just staring into his camera like, how dare you even think such a thing while you were on my podcast?
I don't think talking about my wife in a sexual manner is going to get me canceled on second thought. However, I know none of you want to hear that, so.
No, we really don't. I'm kind of curious what Ringo's take on Sonic is, because I'd imagine he's more familiar with the modern games and the garbage, and probably no.
He lived in the same house as us. He played Sonic 3 and Knuckles. That was
Sonic 3 and Knuckles is
Well, I know he did, but like, I bet because
but you were the one who had
Sonic
all
3 and Knuckles was something. But that's true. But like, when I bought Sonic games, like a bunch of us played them.
Let's see. I played about 10 minutes of Sonic Generations. I played all the way through Sonic or Shadow the Hedgehog like twice. I played Sonic Heroes a couple times. I don't know. I don't remember basically anything from Sonic Heroes except the very beginning, the very end.
Well, you'll be glad to know that there's only one thing of note that happens in the middle, and that's the only time I can think of in Sonic video game history where we got to view like a massive air fleet of destruction, and then they just utterly destroyed the possibility of that being a cool story thing, immediately.
Because I think it's Sonic Heroes.
Huh?
There was a big fleet in Sonic Heroes. Is that what you were just talking about?
Yes.
Yeah, I was saying you see the egg fleet for the first time, and the egg fleet is awesome and massive, and it has this huge ass manta ray flagship. And it looks amazing.
Cooler than something that should be called the Egg Fleet.
Yeah.
Yeah. And here's the thing. They like instantly just destroy it. They give it no story significance whatsoever. You just like go into the main ship, blow it up, and then Eggman's like, "How dare you?" And then you fight him in whatever his most recent mech is.
Dave, he's he's Eggman, not Egg Granny. He's more like, what? Sonic, how did you destroy my ships? I'll never let this one slide.
How dare you, Sonic?
Yeah. God damn it,
I can do the Eggman voice. I just like
he's not.
Oh
no!
really
You've blown up my battleship, you son of a bitch!
I was expecting that, but I was expecting not to expect something, so it doesn't count. I had my reservations about Jim Carrey being robotic, but
I think if anyone could do it, it would be Jim Carrey.
What the fuck is this one?
I couldn't tell you what the fuck that is.
The other thing, like Eggman's fucking meme that came out of Shadow the Hedgehog, and it's just him going, "You know what they say, the more the merrier."
That was Shadow? I thought that was Sonic Heroes.
That was Shadow. That was a boss fight with SPO and Shadow fighting like some fucking
Shadow the
garbage.
Hedgehog. He's a chicken shit. I'm calling out Shadow the Hedgehog. He pissed on my wife.
Oh my god, that one. Sonic's just such a meme lord nowadays. But like, I think like the fall of that. And if we go back to like, let's take a moment to talk about like, because Sonic Mania and Sonic Forces came out around the same time, and everyone loved Mania, and Forces was considered hot garbage. Like you look at that and you go, just so we're clear.
In their upper 20s and low 30s, and Forces was for people who are still in middle school.
That's true. But just so we're clear, like if you look at Forces visually, it's amazing. Like the models and the backgrounds and the like sort of dynamic moving areas that you're in look awesome. But they're empty and devoid of anything with any meaning.
Yeah. You're like, what was the pitch meeting like for this game? And it's like, guys, what if we teamed up with DeviantArt to create a game for our Sonic universe?
See, I've heard people call I've heard people call like the Dragon Ball Xenoverse games DeviantArt the game because people made original characters do not steal. But I'm going to argue with you. No, when Sonic does it, that is actually DeviantArt the game.
Yeah.
Because in Dragon Ball, you can't make your persona, and DeviantArt has two of those, and they all ended up in Sonic Forces. No, I think it's funny.
Yeah.
I think it's funny that you say that with Xenoverse, because I got so many friend requests because people would take a look at one of my three characters and just be like, that's funny. I had three characters: Superman, the Silver Surfer, and Jesus Christ.
I want to also before we get too far ahead, I want to be clear. I have zero issue with anybody having a persona or wanting to be a furry. I don't really care.
Yeah.
If that's what you want to do, that's
should
fine.
we should absolutely say like in the long run, all of furry, like on the grand scale, a furry is just someone who likes anthropomorphic animals.
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with that. There's a subset. I don't care if you want to buy a fursuit, dress up in a fursuit. That's fine. That's your life. Whatever. I don't give a shit. It's
it's when you bring your cringe over and try to induct me into it that I have a problem.
I don't have a problem with that for the same reason I don't have a problem with your typical LGBT person. Because here's ultimately my justification for ragging on them. I can rag on you because I already have bare amounts of fur anyway. I don't need to have a fursona. I'd still fuck a cat girl.
The problem is the whole, ooh, what's this? A woo nuzzles cock thing.
Oh my god!
That's the problem.
Yeah, that's what we refer to as cringe. It's horrid. It's horrid. It's terrible.
Oh, you guys can't see what Zeta just did. But
no, what did Zeta do? I did not catch this.
He was like, no. He was like, no, bad. You go back to hell.
That's not what I did. I said that's the cringe that Leonis was just talking about. Yeah, no, that kind of cringe is.
Have you seen like the TikTok memes recently where it's like some girl dresses up like a cat girl and goes, "What would you do to me, daddy?" And then some dude just like cuts them off and is like spraying water at the camera. Just like, no.
Here's your bowl. I didn't give you any of the wet cat food, so good luck.
You get dry cat food and you sit in the box now. That's what.
Yeah, but in that case, I'm gonna say you can go shit in the box outside. I don't want to see that.
Yeah, you can go shit in the volleyball court.
Oh man. Yeah, no, like, there were so many original Sonic characters, and the thing that's like interesting about that is like you had such a wide range of like people who had like you had Sonic, of OC, and then you had like characters that are like, where you look at it like, oh shit, is that like a character from the comic? That looks like a legit character. Where does he come from? And then you find out later like, oh no, this is a character from some horrible cringy romance comic with Sonic's cock. Like,
My experience with Sonic Forces was I literally just made a clone of Sonic because I'm like, I'm playing a Sonic game. I want to play Sonic.
That's actually really funny because it's really funny because you wouldn't, and I know you wouldn't, Zeta. At least not the first time. You wouldn't load up a game like Xenoverse and go, I'm just gonna make a clone of Goku. Unless it was like your third.
I remember Xenoverse and it was like Superman. I'm a Superman.
I loaded up
Right.
Xenoverse and I was like, I want to make Lord Chili Nips.
He did do that. We can talk about Xenoverse another time too, but
Yeah.
well, no,
Frosty.
but actually, this isn't a bad conversation because we're comparing what the Dragon Ball Z
we're
people did
comparing a
and
game.
what Sonic did, and why is it that everyone loved the one but everyone hates the other one?
Let me make it really simple for you. The difference between the two games. Xenoverse you load up and it's like, here's, you can make a custom character and you're like, oh shit, and then you get later into the game and you're like, oh shit. Whereas with Sonic Forces you load it up and it looks really cool and you're like, oh shit, and then you get into the game and you're like, oh shit.
That is accurate. So
That's
one
just
of the
kinda how it
guys
goes.
one of the guys I was watching to do research like for this, he talked about how like the basic plot of Sonic Forces is very similar to the initial plot lines of the comic, but the difference is like in the comic they went out of their way to make Robotnik look like a terrifying menace. Like he was in fact an emperor who held the world in technological enslavement. He had a device that could turn an organic person into a robot that had no choice but to follow the orders of its master. And things of that nature, like it was really like, it was dark in that sense. It was a really like, whoa, that's fucked up. But like you understood why this man had the power to rule the world, what he did, how he got there, what happened, and you understood the stakes of fighting this motherfucker. But in Sonic Forces, I mean, we're fresh off of like Sonic Colors and Sonic Generations.
You know what
and
they
such.
say.
And he's like a fucking joke. Like Robotnik doesn't seem serious.
No.
Well,
Or not as
if I
serious.
if
To be
I
fair,
may,
in Forces he's a little bit more serious than he normally is.
if I may, he wasn't that serious in the original Sonic games either.
Yeah, I know he's the bald guy with a
I don't know. You go through Angel Island in Sonic 3, and like halfway through it, Robotnik sends a fleet of fuckers to just burn that shit to the ground while you're trying to get to him.
But also when you beat him, or when you fight him as a boss, he's just like this little mustache dude who's like wah, 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 flying around in a little pod, and then when you beat him, he's just like poof, 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 oh, and he's on fire and shit, and then he's like, oh no, I missed right away. You know, it's.
Well, I mean, I think that's always been the point, is that Eggman himself, as just a dude, isn't really a threat. It's the fact that he has this armada of massive robotic destruction to rain down on the world.
I would like to change the direction of the conversation a little bit, because there's an entire genre of Sonic games that we have not yet even touched on.
Oh, go on.
Really?
Go on.
The racing games.
Hey, I knew you was gonna bring it up at some point. Sonic R. Let's talk about that.
Yeah, I actually quite enjoyed Sonic Riders, from the art style of the
Sonic
intro.
Riders was okay. Sonic R, I really want to talk about.
I love how he's like, let's talk about Sonic R, and immediately Beef is like, no.
Sonic R. If you've ever wanted to see a game where they were like, guys, let's all take crack cocaine and make a game in 24 hours, that's Sonic R.
There's actually one earlier than that called Sonic Racing. It was
Yeah,
like sometimes the first Mario Kart.
They recently, because they recently released Sonic Team Racing, which was supposed to be like a sort of like spiritual successor to Sonic R. What are we looking at here, Ringo?
Like Doom Eternal, but
Except with a grandma face over.
that ain't a grandma face. That's
I cannot. That's just like blur. All it is blur.
It says Soldier
Okay.
Boy.
It's a crotch.
Soldier
It's a
Boy
crotch.
Eternal.
Oh, Soldier Boy. Okay. Gotcha.
So for all of our listeners, that part's getting edited out, so don't worry about it.
Probably.
Please. Thank you.
Focus camera, please. So what would you like to talk about regarding Sonic R?
Just that it was
Beard,
just that it was really really shitty, and if you wanted to see like
I never played it, so I don't really know much about it.
okay, so let me describe to you, since I can't really show you. Let me describe to you what Sonic R is like. It's a Sonic racing game, but you're all on foot. You're racing on foot. There's no cars. And also the models, it's like a little stiff statue, and rather than actually running, it just kind of leans from side to side really quickly, and it's just like and the handling is fucking bullshit. You can't turn for shit. You will run right into the wall and spend 50 minutes trying to turn left.
Do you remember
Okay.
Is this an actual real official Sonic game? Oh, you betcha.
Yeah.
Wow. All right. I think we can move on to writers then. That sounds terrible.
Yeah. I was in the back of my mind the whole time you're talking about shitty Sonic games. I'm like, Sonic R, it's there. It's the worst fucking one ever.
At any point. You can brought it up at any point. Like I know Beef, are you good? Your screen is like just completely frozen on my phone.
Oh, that's a funny frame.
Yeah. Oh boy, it's completely frozen for everybody. Yeah, he's just kind of like staring at the camera, just like. Do you think he's realized that shit's gone south yet?
Maybe, but
maybe somebody text the thing and tell him, what is this garbage you have sent us, Space Ripple?
Do not. If you want to live, you want to have a happy, healthy life, do not watch that video.
God's name, do it!
Oi! None of that on my podcast.
God's name, what are you doing?
What did I miss out on?
Apparently,
the video that
Ripple
Ringo
has
sent
a horrible like fucking furry GIF video or some shit.
Posted the TF2 ooh, what's
ooh,
this?
yeah, yep. Mm-hmm. Dave,
I
whatever you
don't know what
fucking
that
do,
is.
whatever you fucking do not ever watch that video.
Remain pure.
Okay.
It will scar you
guys
for
up
life.
on yours. It sounds bad. Can we talk about Sonic Riders now?
Yes, we
Riders,
can.
Which was called Gravity.
Sonic Riders had a hot
Sonic
bird
Riders,
lady
Zero
in
Gravity.
Yeah, named Wave. And the sheer amount of lesbian art between Blaze and Wave is unfortunate.
it. But it's also appreciated on my part.
Oh my god.
I don't even remember there being a bird person.
There's three.
There's two.
There's
No,
three bird people.
Is there three? Who's the third one?
There's Storm the Pelican.
I remember the green guy and the purple girl.
Jet, Wave,
There's a big gray one. There's a big gray one named Storm. Storm the Albatross.
I remember.
Almost in it as a
Was Wave a gull and Storm was an albatross?
Storm was an albatross, and Jet was a hawk.
Yeah, because like
I
Jet.
don't know what Wave was. I want to say Wave was a swallow.
Wave was
Oh, there was a giant bird.
Yeah, he was like the Knuckles rival. That was before we go too far into this, can we talk about how like Knuckles was this amazing badass guardian of the island, and then like instead of doing something with that story, there's like he just dumb now. Like he just stupid now.
It's just I just wanna paint a picture for you here, right? So just imagine on one side you've got the scene from Sonic 3 where Sonic charges into an island in full supersonic mode and Knuckles just full on stops his shit, steals his emeralds and just like goodbye bitch and fucks off. And then just any clip of Knuckles from Sonic Boom at all.
I can't hear you, Beef.
Clip
What
of Sonic.
what are you saying, Beef? Yeah.
Can you?
I can kind of, so like when you're talking, half the time you'll be talking and then I'll just hear like boop, and then there's like no sound for like 5 seconds and then boop, and then like I hear kind of sort of some sound and then yeah. It's that it's that phone Wi-Fi.
To be fair, the phone also just had an aneurysm from the Sonic cringe a minute ago. So
Sonic Riders Zero Gravity.
yeah, that one.
See, I actually really liked Zero Gravity. Like the actual like use of the gravity thing to like stop yourself and do like that sort of like weird pseudo drift and then blast forward was like really cool.
Yeah,
it was a cool game. I liked both the Sonic Riders games. I thought I also to be fair, and I don't know if this applies to
3 now.
I don't know about the third one. I don't know if this applies to
terrible.
You guys.
It's all motion controls.
I don't know if this applies to you guys, but like for me, I didn't really give half a flying fuck about the story. I was just like, bro, this game is cool.
Oh no, the story was lame.
Why is it if you go into Sonic Riders, if you go to Google and you look up Sonic Riders Zero Gravity characters, it shows like all the the pictures of them from the game, and then you go to Sonic the Hedgehog and it shows the picture of him from the fucking movie.
because that's currently the most popular photo.
Okay.
The fucking picture of him from the movie.
You're like,
are you saying that? Are you saying Jet the Hawk and Storm the Albatross are in the movie?
They're not.
No, the only characters from the Sonic world that are in the Sonic movie is Sonic, Tails, and arguably Knuckles' father.
And also Robotnik.
Oh?
And also Robotnik.
Well,
But
I mean, yeah,
I'm not gonna
Robotnik,
be-
but they... Wait, so Knuckles' father? What?
Well,
I have to watch this movie now.
Knuckles' father was the chieftain. At the beginning of the movie, the echidnas come for a character called Longclaw, who's like Sonic's caretaker. And I don't know if there's any frequency of a Longclaw or if she's new to the movie. And there's one that's like at the head of the echidnas that are running at Longclaw that looks exactly like Knuckles, but is wearing a mask and holding a spear. So I remember Knuckles' father was the chief. So it's arguable that that particular echidna is supposed to be Knuckles' father.
I don't know if Knuckles has like a direct story like with his family, because I think the only thing we talk about regarding the echidnas in the Sonic video games is Pachamac and Tikal, which is like so far long ago that they're definitely related to Knuckles, but they're like ancient ancestors.
Yeah.
I don't remember anything about like his direct family.
Well, there was
unless I'm missing.
thing about
Hold on.
them in comics.
This is really bothering me. I remember there being a character in Sonic Riders Zero Gravity that was just like a normal human person, and I'm looking for it, and I can't find anything about it.
You're looking for it's either you're looking for either Knights or
No, Knights is not.
There was like a
He's talking about like a normal ass human being.
Ulala is the other one.
Ulala is the monkey.
No, Ulala is not the monkey.
No, Amigo is the monkey.
Amigo is the monkey.
Who's
There's
Ulala?
a monkey.
Ulala is the person from fucking Space
Oh,
Channel 5
is
or whatever.
There we go. Yeah, that's right.
Human. Yeah.
Or it could be Billy Hatcher, the guy
No,
that's
it's
just
not
in
Billy
a
Hatcher.
chicken suit.
I seem to recall there was a version of Zero Gravity on the Wii, so there was a Wii Fit trainer, but I could be hallucinating.
Where would I find a list of the?
I'm on the wiki.
Fit trainer, which by the way, it's a crime that Wii Fit trainer is in Super Smash Brothers and Waluigi isn't.
I was
Yes,
gonna
I agree.
argue with you up until you mentioned Waluigi, and then it was like, nope, you good.
That's absolutely criminal. Arrest.
Because I've got Billy Hatcher, Nights into Dreams, and Samba de Amigo are what this mentions. Total of 18 playable characters can be unlocked, including the guest characters from Billy Hatcher and the Giant Egg, Nights into Dreams, and Samba de Amigo.
This one.
Yeah, that bitch. This
She's in.
This is the only video I can game.
Oh no.
She's in the first Sonic Riders and not in Zero Gravity.
Okay, she's not in Zero Gravity.
Yeah. The most human character in Zero Gravity is Billy Hatcher.
Oh, she's from Space Channel 5 is what she would be from.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Let me post a picture of Billy Hatcher, because if I leave the call to go to Google, it will hang up the call.
Hang on.
Yeah. See, that's what my phone does with Discord.
They should have, because it was a racing game, right? They should have added that one dude from Sonic X who was like, "My car will be faster than Sonic."
That's Billy
Yeah,
Hatcher.
Wait, what? Hold on. I didn't catch anything you said.
When you get loud, your phone cuts out.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I got that Minnesotan Jotun voice.
So you said it was like there was a guy from Sonic X who was like,
He was always
That's what
like,
we got.
my car will be faster than Sonic. He was like constantly trying to
Oh
prove.
my god! Holy shit! I forgot that guy existed.
Sonic gets fucking dabs on him by jogging backwards and still being faster.
I forgot that dude existed.
Yeah, that guy should have been one of the
character. Wasn't he like one of the main characters?
And he was like a
He was
tertiary.
like a tertiary character.
Yeah, no, he's like the
somebody
Bandit
Chris
Keith
knew
of-
or something.
He's like the
Yeah, he
Bandit
was like a-
Keith.
Yeah, he kind of was. He just sort of showed up every now and then when they needed a filler episode.
Yeah, when they needed Sonic to do something about flexing on somebody that wasn't Robotnik.
So to go back to where we were talking about with the most recent games, like you have Sonic Generations, which was really well done for two reasons. One, they did a good job of incorporating like a modern.
I'm so sorry, Dave. I don't want to interrupt you, but I just looked up this character and I have to because his name is fucking Sam Speed.
Didn't want to say it out loud because I was afraid it was
His
remembering
name is
it.
fucking Sam Speed.
Put that motherfucker in the
Hold
Sonic
on.
racing game.
Oh my god.
I'm looking this up right now on Google.
Oh my god, I wasn't prepared for this today. Jesus. Fucking Sam Speed.
Fucking Sam.
Apparently, he has a whole like arc in the comic series of Sonic X.
Oh Jesus.
Holy shit! So so Sam Speed is Chris's uncle apparently.
Okay, I
And
thought
also he's also the leader of the Speed Team, the special unit of the Station Square Police Department.
Oh my god.
so.
Oh
He's
boy!
Oh my god.
Why do I feel
So he's
like
what? What did you say, Beef?
Rag racer, and he's a cop. Why do I feel like this is a Fast and Furious reference?
It probably is. To be fair, his car has a super nitro button. Oh my god.
Speculation
That
intensive.
he fought a losing battle with E57 Clerken.
Yeah, no kidding.
Oh my god. Oh man.
Get a Bergen. Durgan. Bergen
He
Durgan.
also he also managed to defeat Eggman's E45 Sumo Man. Wow. Like I'm just gonna be honest, dude. As I read this fucking like wiki page, it just keeps getting better.
It's so cringe, dude.
Holy shit! Holy shit!
Sam Speed.
Sam Speed.
All right, I'm gonna put Sam Speed away.
He needs
for
to
a minute.
be. He does need to be in a
So we
Sonic
can-
racing game for real.
Oh boy! Oh boy!
I would buy the
I'll be
shit out of that
honest, I'd be
game if
down
they're
for
like
that. I mean,
if they're
he's
like,
like
hey
he's
guys,
like Sonic
Sam
Captain
Speed.
Falcon.
Yeah,
Only,
basically.
like the
only,
Sonic-
only. He's like Sonic's Captain Falcon. Only if you take away everything cool about Captain Falcon.
Well, yeah, that's why he's Sonic's Captain Falcon.
Captain Falcon.
Oh my god. I wanted to mention like. Hold on. I got something stuck in my throat there for a second.
Was it Sonic's dick?
Sure, we'll go with that.
Sonic's
Why
chili
not?
dog. Excuse you.
That's the proper term. Anyway, so like Sonic Generations was really well done. And, like the two things that were like really going for it. For one, the one mission that they make you play through that comes from Sonic Unleashed is not a Werehog mission. That was like the thing I was the most scared of. Was like, oh my god, am I gonna have to like actually play Werehog when I get to this level? I will literally not finish the game out of protest. But no, you just play normal Sonic.
Because it was we're hitting that
There's no
era
one
where
like-
Sonic levels were just speed levels. So it was one of the Sonic speed levels that they just sort of copy pasted.
Yeah, that's called the Boost era, by the way.
Yeah,
That's the official
they're
name
like,
of it.
look, man, we recognize that this was a game that we made. We also recognize that we fucked up, so we're just gonna like put it in the background.
'Cause that game, by the way, Generations is what led me to play Colors for the first time. Because I remember playing through the Colors level and being like, "Oh, this is actually interesting." And then I went and played Colors, and here's what I remember. I remember Colors was super fun. I could not tell you the story of Colors for the life of me because it wasn't memorable enough.
Mm-hmm.
That's my take on Colors. I don't remember what on earth happened in Colors, but I just remember like it was fucking fun. I like was enjoying myself while I played through that game.
Remember, it was like some sort of carnival world, and Eggman had enslaved this alien race of like little
Yeah,
innocent.
I do recall those. They're like wisps or something like that. They're called.
And I remember he has this like hilarious corporate line about like Eggman carnival rides or whatever are, as far as you know, a legitimate subsidiary of.
Wow, that is definitely some corporate shit.
Yeah, it was very, very corporatized, and I was like, I appreciate that. Thanks.
That's a whole new type of evil from Eggman.
Corporate evil. He's branching out, ladies and gentlemen. He's beginning to believe.
Also, when they redid the Sonic 06 level, it was way less glitchy and way like it felt like how that level should have played originally.
When they redid the Sonic Colors level.
No, the 06 level, the like future level, where you're like
Wait, yes, I do remember that. I just tried to
yeah.
related in some way to 06.
Um,
I have an ad blocker on it. On my
yeah. The Sonic 06 level was like they retooled like an entire level from Sonic 06 that was like a Silver the Hedgehog level, and they retooled it and they made it they remade it for Sonic to run through. And more specifically, on top of that, they also like went back and remastered everything and got rid of all the glitches and got rid of all the like made it work like an actual game should work. And I just remember going, all right, this if Sonic 06 all played like this, I'd love it.
yeah.
Like this is actually good.
It do be like that.
I think there's one. There's also one game we've seriously neglected from the 2D era, and that is
what would that
Sonic
be?
CD.
I consider
Sonic CD.
the
So
2D
the fun story behind Sonic CD. Go ahead, Beef.
I was gonna say we sort of kind of covered that in like before we started talking about 1, 2, and 3, and just generally talking about like the vibe of the 2D games. There was to make it short, and I know you're probably gonna elaborate on this more. There was a mechanic in CD that did not exist in the other ones, which was instead of like collect the rings, it was like do good karma deeds on these levels and get good future versus get bad future, because there was a future past mechanic.
So that's like a horribly butchered version of that.
It's been over 10 years since I played it.
Oh my god.
Guys,
Oh, that's terribly butchered.
guys, infinite power.
Infinite power.
What are you talking about?
Why are we? Why is that
What are
coming
you-
up right now?
Sonic Force. What are you talking about? Whatever you're doing it off camera.
No, I'm not.
Oh, he's plugged.
Bro,
He plugged the power cord into itself.
I see half of your face.
Oh, okay. Yay. Good for you. Make fun. All right. So the way that first let's talk about the story of like why that game exists. So after Sonic the Hedgehog came out, Sega realized they had like a winner on their hands, and they're like, we need to make a sequel for this before we lose the momentum. So they actually assigned 2 different teams to make that sequel, and one team made Sonic the Hedgehog 2, and one team made Sonic CD, because that was for the new Sega CD system.
Mm-hmm.
So Sonic 2 is like kind of just an expanded Sonic 1, where Sonic CD is a very different story. It's where we get introduced to Amy Rose for the first time, for example. And Amy Rose was literally introduced as she was a Sonic fan who had gotten a hold of she like sent Sonic letters, and so like at one point I don't remember like the direct thing that happened in the comic. They redesigned it as Robotnik figured that if he caught one of Sonic's fans and made Sonic aware that he was going to kill one of them, that Sonic would come out to deal with the trap he set. But I don't know if that was covered in the game. All I remember is you had like this little planet that was chained to the Earth that normally wasn't chained to the Earth, and Sonic had to run up there. And the way that the future past thing worked is you'd go up into a zone and you would start in present. And in the present, you would see that there was usually some mechanical takeover. Well, not complete, but there was a lot of stuff where like it was clearly on its way. Like Eggman's been here a minute before you got here.
Mm-hmm.
So then what you could do is you hit these signposts, and then you had to speed up to a certain amount and maintain that speed And some of the posts would send you into the past, and some of the posts would send you into the future. If you went into the future without altering the past, you got the bad future, which was everything was roboticized essentially. Like the world was mechanized. And this is the future where I believe this is the future where you would end up fighting Metal Sonic. That was the other thing, is Metal Sonic was the main villain of Sonic CD, and boy howdy, like he felt like a proper rival to Sonic. He felt like the first true proper rival, because he wasn't designed to be the super powerful guy. He was designed to be someone who rivaled Sonic's speed.
Yeah, his design was supposed to be, I'm faster than you. Deal with it.
Yeah.
Basically.
Like Eggman did it right the one time because the point was to, since Sonic's speed was his pride, he would break Sonic's pride. And that was actually a smart move, because if you break a person's pride, you break their willingness to do a lot of things. Which is a much darker tone, might I add.
Oh yeah.
Most of the
way
other Sonic
darker.
games.
I'm curious to see, because I'm aware of around what time things of similar genre came out. I'd be curious to see if the team that did Sonic CD did that because of Vegeta.
Maybe.
I don't know, because Vegeta's arc was still in the 80s. Like they were beyond that point.
I'm talking about like the whole "a Saiyan never loses his pride" thing with Babidi. That was around the same time as Sonic CD. So I'm curious if that altered it, or the way that the story was told in any way.
I don't know. A lot of people do assign like this idea of like, I'm better than you. I will prove I'm better to Metal Sonic. But just like in Sonic the Hedgehog and Sonic the Hedgehog 2, there's no voice dialogue or anything. Like you never hear anything. He's just a machine who's designed to go faster than you. And that's it. They don't tell you anything else about him. He doesn't have like a long convoluted backstory or whatever. They didn't start making that shit up until they got into the 3D games.
Yeah, I'll tell you, the folks really latched on to Metal Sonic, though. He's like the Shadow the Hedgehog before Shadow the Hedgehog.
He's the cool Shadow the Hedgehog, though. Everyone liked him.
Because he's like Dark Sonic. He's like the original like Dark Sonic.
Yeah, and then they did this weird thing with Mecha Sonic, which was just
So to be honest, Mecha Sonic was just the other team's take on the idea of making a mechanized Sonic.
Yeah, only that one was like, instead of being fast, he was like strong. He had like the same abilities as Sonic, but he was like almost invulnerable.
Not really, because you only had to hit him like 5 times to kill him.
Well, no, it's 8 because he's also a boss, but then he goes into like super mode, and you have to like, you can't hurt him.
Well, he only goes into super mode for Knuckles. You don't have to fight a super mode as Sonic.
I don't recall. It's been a while since I've played the 2Ds.
So interestingly enough, this is something I had to people. Sonic 3 and Knuckles doesn't quite give you its entire story in chronological order. No. So if you play through the different stories, there are points where Knuckles' story like breaks off from Sonic and Tails' story, and sometimes the things going on with Knuckles are happening either before or after the events that are happening with Sonic and Tails. So one example of that is when you go up into space and you fight Eggman with Hypersonic and you completely defeat him and you come back down, right after that, the last remnant of Eggman's invasion is Mecha Sonic reviving himself after the fight with Sonic and fighting Knuckles in the sanctuary.
Mm-hmm.
Beef wanted to say something. I just wanted to finish my statement.
Well, you sort of already addressed it. I was going to say, I think not most of Knuckles' story is supposed to take place like before, but now that I think about it, that wouldn't make sense either. because like at the beginning of Sonic's story, Knuckles and Robotnik are working together.
Well, it kind of goes back and forth. So like most of Sonic's story happens before most of Knuckles' story, but there's a few levels where it's very clear Knuckles was there first. Because if you play through the Knuckles story, things that happened in the Knuckles level, you then go back through and go, oh wait, that's there because it fell in the Knuckles level, or something like that. But there's only like one or two missions like that in Sonic's story. Most of Sonic's story, Sonic goes through the area first and Knuckles comes through after him. So like if you go through Flying Battery Zone, Sonic goes through Flying Battery Zone first. He goes through the zone, he beats a couple of bosses and does some things, beats Robotnik, but doesn't destroy the battery. Knuckles destroys the battery. He comes through after Sonic. And after Sonic, because Sonic chooses, because the choice for Sonic at that point, storyline wise, is stay and blow up the machine or chase Robotnik, and he chooses to chase Robotnik. Knuckles comes through afterwards with the egg robo trying to fix what Sonic's already broken, and then Knuckles, because he has no reason to do anything, destroys the battery at the end of Flying Battery Zone.
It may or may not be confirmation that Knuckles could destroy a shield helicarrier.
I mean, he doesn't destroy it by punching it harder. He destroys it because you go to like the main control unit or whatever, fucking blow up the main core or some shit.
Yeah, he could probably still do that. Is the point? Knuckles is the.
But so with going back to Sonic CD, if you go back in time to the past stage, you go to the past stage, you destroy the machines in the past stage, and then when you return to the present stage would not be mechanized at all, and if you went to the future stage would remain unmechanized. If that makes sense.
Happy and cool. There's like smiley flowers.
Oh yeah, to be fair, that was so Sonic CD was interesting in that when you destroyed the robots, instead of getting little animals that hopped out of them, there were flowers that grew out of the ground where the robots were.
Yeah.
Huh.
Because they had like taken some of the planet's life energy or something like that.
I don't know the storyline reason, but gameplay wise, it was there to sort of where you've been. So if you knew to look out for the flowers, you'd be like, oh, I've already been through this area. I need to go somewhere else. You know what I mean? Which I think was really clever. But that's to kind of push something we mentioned briefly. Why do you think Metal Sonic was so popular, but everyone hated Shadow for being the edgelord that he was? When, in fairness, when you get more character development in Metal later in the games, he's just as edgy as Shadow is.
Yeah, I agree. And like later renditions of Metal Sonic, like I like the design of Neo Metal Sonic, but that's about it. Because otherwise he's essentially just another Shadow the Hedgehog. I think the reason people like Metal Sonic and then Shadow the Hedgehog, like a lot of people like Shadow the Hedgehog. I can't contest that, but there's a lot of detractors for both, but there's more for Shadow because Metal Sonic was never trying to be anything he wasn't, which was just like you said, like he doesn't talk, he doesn't do much of anything other than those early games. It's just he exists to be faster than Sonic. He was a challenge to be overcome. And when you I can't imagine anybody. Well, I'm sure there was somebody out there, but I can't imagine anybody the very first time facing off against Metal Sonic won that race. It was very unlikely. It was something you probably had to come back and do over and over again.
That race was brutal. That race was fucking brutal.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Meanwhile, with Shadow, like the first fucking thing that we get out of him is, hey, he looks exactly like Sonic. He just has darker colors. And he's just like, I'm here for revenge.
Yeah. I'm Batman.
Okay, I'll give you that.
Yeah,
I'll give you that.
He's like Batman Sonic, except
guess-
the bad.
I guess the real difference there is that like with Metal Sonic, it makes sense for the story. It's like, okay, we've got a Sonic, and Robotnik was like, what could I use to counter Sonic? Let's make an evil Sonic. And then with Shadow, it's just like, why are you here? Who brought you in? Are you?
It just added like a lot of things that didn't need to be like justification for Shadow's existence. Is like, oh, he's from 50 years ago. It was in cryostasis.
Mm-hmm.
He was made by Robotnik's grandpappy.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, why does Robotnik have a grandpappy?
That's not important to these games.
Why was this necessary?
Who the fuck is Maria, and why should we care?
So can I mention something? Like, as far as like the elements that they brought to the table with a lot of that, those were actually good elements they could have built a very real, very cool story out of. But one of Sega's main issues with doing things like that is they're so afraid to commit to a legit like RPG level story because they don't think that the people here's the thing, older Sonic fans, we're here for the story, bitch. That's the whole reason we like the character.
Well,
newer Sonic fans.
I'm as old of a Sonic fan as you are, and I'm here for the gameplay. I think a lot
of the older Sonic fans, though, they like the characters, they like the character development, they like the story.
Putting too much story in my fast-paced platformer.
See, the main and I would say like the issue with Sonic games is that they suffer from the Eric Hansen cutscene syndrome, which is like this game has a pacing, but then you guys keep throwing cutscenes in and it breaks the pacing. Rather than doing that, you should tell the story as we're moving through it.
Aaron Hansen has his own set of issues that I don't want to get into.
Well, that's not what I'm saying. So like, I'm not saying that the Aaron Hansen cutscene theorem is right for everything, but for Sonic, it does work, I think, because the point of Sonic is to be fast. So we're trying to make this fast-paced game. We're trying to move from place to place to place at speed. And when you stop us in the middle of gameplay and then give us like a 5-minute cutscene that completely jarringly takes away from the pace that we've had up to this point, it would be way better to move through the game, or even to have a little bit more of an open world with some level of moving from place to place, and while you're still not breaking up the pace of, all right, I have to go here, I have to do this. Like, what was the name, Celestia or whatever from Sonic 06? That's perfect. Make like a hub world like that you have to run through to get from one zone to the next zone, and while you're moving from zone A to zone B, you can have people talking to you to tell you what's happening in the story without breaking up the actual movement or the pacing that we pre-established. Yeah. You get where I'm coming from?
Yeah,
I suppose.
Mm-hmm.
So like elements like that are great. They have really good shit to work with. They just instead of putting together a beautiful puzzle picture, they just mash pieces wherever they feel they should be. Like, it's
they looked
really
at a bunch
bad.
of statistics and went, people like all of these things, let's put them together, and then it didn't work.
But what I was gonna say was, like, there are good elements in like a lot of the characters and a lot of the storylines. So, for example, Shadow is probably one of the most best developed characters with one of the most legit stories to them.
Most best.
But it falls flat because they when they went to pepper a little edge on him, the dumped the entire container of edge.
I would not say that Shadow is a well-developed character. Shadow is extremely.
Oh, I did not say. Okay, let me specific about this. I did not say Shadow was a well-developed character. I think Shadow is one of the well characters that Sonic people put together. And the only people that might surpass him on that are Sonic, Tails, and Robotnik.
I wouldn't say might. I would say do. They do surpass him on that a lot. Considering
as somebody
most
who
of them have
graduated
been there
college
since day one.
I'm surprised that you even considered the idea that you just said to us.
Yeah.
Well, let me
Shadow is a
explain.
well-developed character with a great backstory. No, he's not a well-developed character with a great backstory. They were like, we
No.
wanted a dark, edgy Sonic who comes from a space station and had a 6-year-old friend that he's salty about because she died of cancer.
Yeah, his backstory is like very new. Yeah, I know you're trying to say like, oh, for Sonic Team, but it's like, well, like the bar has already been set by characters like Robotnik, Sonic, and Tails.
No, I'm trying to explain how they have good pieces and they could make something good out of it. Because what Shadow actually is an anti-hero who starts evil, learns that evil is not the way to be, and goes through an entire redemption arc to become a good guy. That's a good puzzle piece. You just did a shit job of making the puzzle piece work.
It's funny that you say puzzle piece because I was about to compare the Sonic franchise to Rareware's Banjo and Kazooie.
Ah, yes. Banjo and Kazooie.
I am curious how that compares in any amount. I played Banjo-Tooie.
In the sense that it's a fantastical animal adventure set in a fictional world.
Okay.
But like I was gonna say, like I think that's really what the 3D games is missing, is the kind of like jovial, self-contained Beard, your weird Cylon mouth thing is really distracting me.
It's just a mint.
One of these days, we're going to have to like start putting the video out so people will understand what we're talking about.
What is he talking about?
I'm just moving a mint across my mouth from side
what
to
he's
side.
doing is he's stuck a mint on the tip of his tongue, and then he's just sort of like opening his mouth and moving his tongue from side to side, so it looks like a Cylon eye.
And also, any of you listeners who are old enough to or well educated enough to know what a Cylon is, congratulations, and here's your gold star.
I'm also kind of distracted by the Cylon tongue. Can you like stop?
I did. What are you talking about?
Yeah. So
anyway, where were you going, Beef? Where were you going, Beef?
The 3D games with the Sonic games, like Sonic is not a serious concept. Like, think about it. So the fact that the fact that the 3D games continuously try to be like more and more and more like realistic or serious or something, they miss
that they don't actually commit to it.
Yeah, they like it comes across as very half-assed because they're going the wrong direction. It's like driving a car in reverse. You can do it, but it's not built to do that. Like it's built to be driven a certain direction in a certain way. Like you can absolutely drive your car backwards, but you shouldn't. It's the same kind of thing. Like the way that the 3D Sonic games like took the franchise and attempted to tell their stories and such. A concept like Sonic doesn't fit that very well. Whereas if you had done something that was not quite tongue-in-cheek, but very, like relaxed, and it's like it's a hedgehog, he goes fast. That's all that you really need to care about. And done something more like the Banjo-Kazooie franchise, where it's just like he's a bear, and he's got a bird that spits eggs. Like, deal with it.
Why? Don't ask.
Yeah, like why? Don't ask. The villain is a witch. Why? Don't ask. Doesn't matter. There's other franchises too, but like,
because see, you could still do that, and because you can start in that place and still create over time a more condensed and filled out story that comes off as serious without necessarily being serious. You know what I mean?
Super Mario has done that a lot better than Sonic has, and to be quite frank, it's because Nintendo is biased towards their firstborn child.
Right, but as a point though, stuff like Super Mario Odyssey or Super Mario Sunshine or Super Mario 3D World,
like
those games are good. Like,
yeah, we know Nintendo has a grasp of this concept. It's just they tried to make Sonic something it never was going to be good at being.
Yeah, to be
that's why I
fair,
think
you're
something
right.
like Green
Nintendo
Gremlin-
understands that that Mario's never going to be like an episodic story.
Yeah,
That's never going to happen.
Well, I mean, that's
So-
not exactly the thing, because most of the games follow like a canonical order. Like Linda was playing Luigi's Mansion 3. Which first of
Yeah.
all, Luigi's Mansion 3. Second of all, they made a reference to something from Super Mario N64 in Luigi's Mansion 3.
Yeah,
So,
but
like,
it's
there's
what I mean by that is like
like-
it's loose, right? It's
yeah,
not like
it's very
they
very like not tongue in cheek, but it's very like a curtain call. Like it doesn't take itself seriously, and I don't.
Well, that's what I
think
mean. So
Sonic
like rather
is
than saying like, so what Mario does is they say we know the previous game exists, and when they make reference back to it, it feels like, oh, they're making reference to themselves, not, oh, they're referring to previous plot lines in the story. Sonic tries to make it seem like episode Sonic Riders happened before episode Sonic Riders Zero Gravity, and that was the previous arc in the story. You know, whereas like what you're saying is correct. Like that doesn't need to be there. They should loosen that up a bit.
Right,
Be a little more like okay with not having like a strict solid continuity.
To use the
between
example of
between
Luigi's
games.
Mansion. To use the
That's not
example of
exactly what
Luigi's
I'm
Mansion, it's kind of like with Luigi's Mansion, they're like, here's Luigi, he's got a vacuum, he sucks up ghosts. End of story. That's it. Go play the game.
Yeah, and there's a crazy doctor who uses
upgrades your
ghost energy to do things. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, and there's a story where you eventually rescue Mario, but it's very loose. It's not like
Yeah,
here's
Yeah.
your edgelord man, and he needs to go
Yeah.
fight
that's,
Black
that's kinda
Mamba
what
or
I'm
whatever
saying.
the
It's
fuck.
like, the difference, I can quantify the entirety of the quality of Mario storylines by just saying what. But
Yeah,
with Sonic,
yeah.
I have to like.
Well, hold
three
on. By just
sentences
saying
to
what?
figure it out. What?
What did he say?
What?
See, whatever you're saying, it's not coming through. Like I'm just getting like a static.
Woohoo!
Oh, okay.
The
Gotcha.
Mario- Meanwhile, with Sonic, I have to like the shortest I can condense the story into is like 3 sentences.
Right. I was gonna say, like with Mario games, it's like a sentence per game. Like, this is what's happening. Whereas with Sonic, it's like, man, you're starting to veer into Kingdom Hearts territory where we just don't know what the fuck is going on.
Yeah.
There's no point to it.
Oh man. Well, I was gonna say because like another good example for Mario Galaxy. Like if you look at it, that is a dark story. It's about the galaxy completely like getting sucked up into nothing, and the cycle of how a galaxy gets destroyed, and then by nature's cycle becomes reborn again. And if you look at like the backstory that you get out of Rosalina and whatnot, there's statements that make it clear like this is not the first iteration of the universe that you're in now. The galaxy has existed, collapsed, and existed again many times. And Rosalina is from a previous rendition of the galaxy. And in that rendition of the galaxy, Luigi was the main man, and Luigi married Peach. And now the galaxy has changed after many, many, many renditions. Now Mario's the main man. And that's not all like thrown in your face. Just so we're clear, that's not all thrown in your face. If you don't want to know that story, you don't have to. It's the little like things you go find. That's the little collectibles you can go find off to the side somewhere if you want to. But they're not that important to the main story, which is the story of the galaxy will decay, will die, and then will be born anew. And every time it's born anew, there's a little bit of change and a little bit of change. And eventually, over many, many cycles, changes will become much more big.
I'm sorry, does it just poorly explain the what the hell is in that ship? The Argus?
Yes.
That ship paradox where it's like eventually none of it's the same. Is it still the same thing?
Yes. Yes.
But essentially, basically, you know, a game like Mario is going to be simple. You know it's going to be simple. You don't got to add more to it. A game like Final Fantasy, it's complicated. And you know it's going to be complicated. So you can expect that. Sonic?
Yeah, it's
What
like a
the
series-
fuck are
Sonic
they
tries
doing?
to tread this line in the middle, and it doesn't work.
Final Fantasy stories are usually about like war and change and upheaval and like a shift of the paradigm of the way the world works. Meanwhile, a Sonic game is just like, oh, that Eggman, here he goes taking over the world again. That's really all it should be. It's just like, oh, that Eggman. Fucking Mega Man did that better than Sonic did.
Yeah. Yeah.
And Mega Man's so much darker.
And it has a story that you can understand. Whereas Sonic is like, I don't fucking know, let's turn him into a fucking werewolf. Why not?
Yeah, like the 3D games just like
Can
I made the joke really early on that it's just they go to the library, they go to like the kids fiction section and just pick the next book off the shelf and make a game out of it. But like it really feels like that's the amount of creativity that goes into these games.
It really does.
Well, here's the thing. I think it's funny.
So I gotta go do a couple errands before people show up over here.
Oh,
Yeah.
so we had the podcast.
We're running pretty late. We've been going for 2 hours, so
15 minutes until I'm just gonna be like, okay, bye guys.
I have to fucking.
so we'll
Damn,
have to
this is a
wrap it
good
up.
conversation. I wanted to keep it going. Like
you
we were
have-
actually like getting somewhere with this.
If you have any closing statements you'd like to make, sir,
Continued in part 3.
please no.
Maybe eventually one day, but I'm not planning on that garbage. I did want to say as like what you said right then, if they had done the Mario thing and played a little more fast and loose with continuity and like, not that the continuity doesn't exist, but that, you know, they didn't try
It's
to.
not the continuity. It's just the tone of the games, the overall tone of the games. I could give a shit about the continuity. I don't care about that. I just
But
mean
if they
the
had done
overall.
that, if they had done the he's a hedgehog, he go fast, he fight Robotnik again.
Yeah.
Like when they threw things like the werewolf hedgehog and Sonic the Black Knight, it would have just been like another. It would have been just like another wacky adventure, and nobody would have cared. But because
feel like Robotnik has shattered the earth, and you have these wild chaos powers, and it's like just he's a hedgehog. He go fast. Just
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's another thing is the werehog like took away the go fast too, which everyone hated. But
into
as a
Knuckles.
closing
and
statement,
also
I
Venom.
guess I would say like I just like Sega could do better, but they refuse to commit to one side or the other of the issue. They think that they can line forever and can't. One day they're not going to have fans anymore. Like that's just what's going to happen.
Yeah,
There won't be
totally.
Sonic fans anymore.
I'll
Never-
say in
Yeah, come on.
short in
Good
short and in closing, old Sonic good, new Sonic bad, and also
Except for me, very new Sonic, also good.
very very new Sonic
Well,
also
Mania
is good. Yeah.
I believe Mania is the newest game. I could be wrong.
No.
No, Sonic Team Racing is the newest game.
Oh, well, I haven't played that yet. So
Yeah. New,
yeah,
new-
something
new
that's
Sonic
very
bad.
just like tongue in cheek, like a Mario game.
Also, I want to say that I think it speaks
Ringo, you got any
volumes.
closing
It
statements?
speaks volumes about how terrible the new Sonic games are. The fact that we digressed so many times.
Yeah.
My closing statement is talking about Sonic made me fucking exhausted. Now I want to go take a nap.
But you didn't talk.
Yeah, because I was really tired.
He was just playing Geometry Dash the whole time, going, "I hate
Yeah, pretty
Sonic
much.
so much."
Well, that's the funny thing because ever since I got my phone, I've literally just been sitting here playing 2048.
Yeah, but see, you still engage in the conversation.
I really didn't have much to say, unfortunately. That's the thing.
All right, well,
I hope this doesn't come off as me being an asshole calling him out.
So
I
my
like-
closing statement is just Sega, stop taking Sonic so seriously and just make a loosey-goosey game that's just about like go fight the Robotniks.
The
Make a
closing
fun-
statement is
fun good
Sega.
Go fast game.
See, now I really want to talk about how like Robotnik isn't even the main villain.
And then like all the 3D games.
Anyway, this has been the tutorial to the Sonic games. If you learned anything at all, please let us know, because I don't think I could even glean anything from this entire conversation.
For once, you're saying, what the hell did you take out of this? Let us know.
Yeah, true. I think you definitely. This was not the episode to learn things from.
Yeah.
This has been the complaining. This has been the tutorial on complaining about Sonic games.
Unless what you learned is that you should like and subscribe and share with your friends.
In which case, you should share with your friends. And you should like and subscribe and share with your friends.
Share with your friends and make your friends tell you what they learned.
Yeah.
Yeah. Make your friends like and subscribe and share with their friends.
Make them take a standardized Sonic aptitude test.
Sonic aptitude test. All right. Yeah, say goodbye. Say goodbye, everybody. Say goodbye, everybody.
Bye bye.
Bye.
Goodbye.